Hi, blessed be. It's me, Earthy Wise Woman, and it has been forever since I made a video. And so I'm taking this moment, a window that I rarely have, to talk to folks. So, hi. And tonight I would like to talk about Come to Me Oil and the coronavirus. One has nothing to do with the other, okay? Not at all. Just two separate subjects. And really, I probably should have made two separate videos, but I kind of wanted this to be more like a fireside chat, a little chat where we just, kick down and talk to each other. So, all right, I'm doing all the talking. But first, let's talk about the first thing I wanted to speak about, which is Come to Me Oil. That is not a brand. That is an oil. See, I want you to get closer, you see, that is used in metaphysical work um, to attract or to draw things to you or someone to you. Anyway, you can see that this is in a blue glass bottle with a homemade title on it. Yes, I crafted this myself. Now, the reason why, and anybody who makes essential oils knows this, but for those who don't, the reason we use blue or purple or brown or black, any colored glass, I like rose too, is because oil keeps better in colored glass and in dark places. So, for those of you who do buy essential oils, like even in little small bottles, put them in a dark place where they don't get much sunlight, or put them in a black cloth bag or any place where they will be out of the light because they will keep better that way. They can keep for a very long time that way. Now, what I when I craft my particular oils, like this is crafted by me, so there is a an excessive amount of essentials or oils in this one because Come to Me oil is not just one oil; it's a mix. It's a recipe that we make to make Come to Me oil. Now, I'm not gonna give my recipe out because that's like giving out my grandmother's trade secret because it's her recipe and I now craft it myself. I will tell you this though. Um, Essential oils are added to a base oil. So there is a base oil in this. Almost every, in fact, I would dare say every practitioner, when they make oils like this, they always use a base oil. Now, the base oil is like the main oil you're going to add. So essentials oils are very intense. They're strong. So you use a base oil to kind of cut it a little, okay? Now, some people, okay, they use two-thirds base oil and maybe one-third essential oil. Um, I don't like that particular formula for myself, for my crafting. I like to use one-third of a base oil and two-thirds of an essential oil. So, needless to say, I guess my oils are very strong. So when I do send them out, I always send them out in Ziploc bags because I know they're intense. Um, I like a lot of essential oils because for me, it's just part of crafting. I like the idea that, you know, when I'm dealing with magic and such, I don't feel like I should like scrimp on my oils. I don't like the idea of that. It just makes like, well, I need this oil for prosperity, but I'm broke right now. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this and a whole lot of that. No, I believe in using as much essential oil as possible. And if some cases, nothing but essential oil. But in a case like this, um, Come to Me oil, I do have a base oil. And most of the oils I do craft with the base. Now, I want to uh, speak about base oils right now. Now, most people, a lot of people use mineral oil as a base oil. And I do not agree with mineral oil because it is a petroleum product. Um, and it's man made. And I like to believe when you're doing metaphysical work, any kind of work dealing with magic and earth energy, I feel that we should use oils of the earth. Now, many people use olive oil. That's a great oil. It is. It has a shelf life of about 3 months. Some people can stretch it to 6 months. Many people use coconut oil. Now, I don't know if I would say it's a problem, but the only thing about coconut oil is that it has a coconut smell and it's really strong. Olive oil does too, but coconut oil has an extremely strong smell and it will get into, of course, your essential oils. But now, in some cases, that is not a bad thing because coconut has its own magical properties. And if you want to use that in your work, that works really well. Plus, you can buy organic coconut oil. You can melt it, and it's a good base oil. Um, it doesn't really go back to being solid after if you superheat it, it won't go back to being as solid if you're using it with an essential oil. But that depends, and that's an iffy situation. So I would tell people kind of be cautious with that using coconut oil. Um, as far as olive oil is a really good choice. Now, understand though, the shelf life it's not that long. So, depending on how long, how quickly you're going to use that oil, you have to be aware that the shelf life will not last. And some people are like, "Well, what do you mean by the shelf life?" All oils have a shelf life. Base oils do, and some are 6 months. Like mineral oil is about 6 months, and like I said, I really do not use mineral oil in my work. And some have 3 months of a shelf life, and the base oil you use should be depending on how long you plan on keeping that oil. Now, as you can see, this is a rather large bottle of Come to Me oil, and it's in a big bottle. Now, I'm not going to sell this as a whole. I'm going to break it down, and I will sell this in drims, which is a small, tiny bottles on my at my Etsy store. And this will go pretty fast, which is really good. I might use some myself, and my base oil is jojoba. Now, jojoba costs a little more as a base oil. It's a little more expensive, but it's well worth it because jojoba has um, and like the longest shelf life there is because it does not go rancid. Whereas uh, olive oil will go rancid. Petroleum, which is mineral oil, will go rancid. Coconut oil will go rancid. Jojoba oil does not go rancid. Now, for some of you who are wondering, well, that's great. When I was a younger witch and a broke one, we're talking high school, I did use mineral oil because it was all I could afford. And I would tell people in cases like that, you do what you must. Okay. As I got a little bit more craft educated, I guess you could say, it's a good word, I started using olive oil. Then I did a little bit more reading and I started using jojoba oil. I even use um, grape seed oil. Okay. It's about a 6 month shelf life. I like grape seed oil. Okay. I just make sure one thing is definite. All of my base oils are always organic because that's for me staying closer to earth and it's part of the magic. Okay. I don't want someone to use an oil and I know half of it was like crappy um base oil and the rest was like yeah, there's like some essential oil in there. I think that some people when they buy the oils, it's like that person who buys shrimp surprise, and you're surprised when you finally find the shrimp. It shouldn't be that way. To me, it should be more essential and less base. Okay, so now that we've gotten into the breakdown of why and how you make an oil, or how you should, this one should always be in a colored bottle, and it should always be put in a dark place. So there. Now, why would a person use come to me oil? Come to me oil in most tradition is to attract someone. Someone, okay? You would want that person to come like, I want Billy. Billy gonna come to me. And so you would use come to me oil. You would dress a candle. You would put Billy's name on it or have some properties or an artifact of Billy's, and you would dress that also with come to me oil. And you would do the spell for Billy or Mary or whatever. And that is a possible way to use come to me oil. Absolutely. Does it work? Yes, it does. It will draw that person, it will attract that person to you. But that is just one way to use come to me oil. And I want to stress that that is just one way. Another way to use come to me oil is to attract a job. It is a way to attract money. It is a way to attract an apartment. Let's say I go out to look for work. It's a way to attract that. I will attract that. It will come to me, which is why I really like the title because it's pretty self-explanatory. It will come to me because that is my will. And I want everybody to remember whenever you are doing magical work, you are putting your will out into the universe. Okay? This is not a maybe proposition. This is not a gee, I hope this happens proposition. This is what I want. This is my will, and this is what it will be. End of quote. Which is why I tell people be very cautious about casting spells because you are putting your will out there and it will be happening. So make sure this is exactly what you want and make sure it is not going to harm someone because the last thing you want is to harm someone in the process of you trying to get something. Okay. And I've had some people say, well, what about that job? You're going to make another person not get a job because you wanted it. Well, honestly, that's going to happen anyway. Somebody's got to get the job, and somebody's going to be out of not getting that job. That's just going to happen. So I don't view that as a harm. And no, that's not me trying to say that. That is the way it is. Somebody will get the job and someone won't. That just simply is. So if I feel I'm qualified for this job and I have something to bring to the table, why should it not be me? Okay? Now, please, if you guys have any questions about Come to Me Oil or when you should use it. Oh, and also Come to Me Peace. If you have no other choice but to use Come to Me Oil, Come to Me Peace. Come to Me Harmony. Come to Me Balance. Come to Me. Okay? It's all in how you use the oil. This is a very good oil to use for many things that you might want to come to you. So think about that. It's not just to attract a spouse or a boyfriend or a lover. It's to attract sometimes attributes or things you need and desire in your life. So be aware. Again, that is come to me oil. I do not sell it in bottles this large. I guess I probably should show you the size I do sell it in because it's going to be that one person who says, "Oh my goodness, I didn't get that size bottle." I sell them in bottle size this size. This is a 2-drum bottle, okay? And that's the size I sell it in. And I don't sell it for that much money. Um, I'm not here to make a profit. I know it sounds crazy. I make enough of a profit, okay? So the amount that I sell it for is what I sell it for. I'm going to end it at that. I'm not going to say any more than that. Um, Now on to the next thing that I wanted to speak about, which is the coronavirus. So I'm going to put this off camera. Um, I just would suggest to all of you out there, light candles for peace, light candles for harmony, light candles for love, because I know a lot of you guys are going stir crazy in your homes. A lot of people are suffering from a little bit of cabin fever. I understand that. Right now, as a country, a nation, we need to come together in a harmonic level in order to make things happen for this world, for this country. And I would actually say for this world, because once this is over, once this has passed, our world will never be the same. again. Things will change. Eyes will be opened. And my spirit guides have told me this. So the world that we went to sleep to when this started will not be the world we wake up to when this is ended. And this will be good. I know people are like, what do you mean? The economy is not going to crash. No, it's not going to crash. The economy will be changed. Things will change. Things will be taken away. Okay? And my spirit guides have told me the very things that have burdened us with our government, the things that have burdened and crippled us as a people will go away and your eyes will be open. You might call this the red pill effect. I like that. That's good. Okay? I hope that's the right pill they take. You guys are being red pilled and you don't know it. You are. Your eyes are gradually and slowly being opened. Your spiritual eyes are coming online. Okay? And you're seeing things. Eventually, we are all, in some level or another, going to see the man behind the curtain. Okay? And best believe he ain't all that. And no, I am not talking about our president. I'm talking about the powers behind the president because there are bigger powers. Okay? I'm not even going to say greater powers because they ain't great. They cowards. They are cowards. It is the few who try to entrap and have entrapped the many. The few have done this, and the few will be dethroned. Okay, I realize this. I know this. And you guys can leave me comments and say, oh, you full of it. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. This is one time I generally don't just like take a hard stand on a lot of things. I take a hard stand on this. Your eyes will be awakened to a beautiful new world and a glorious new dawn. Okay, so we're going to have to kind of like, yeah, right now it's tough. It is tough. And we're going to have to bite the bullet a little bit and just deal with it. But you know something? The world that we wake up to is going to be a better world for our children and for our grandchildren. They will not know some of the pains and struggles we've had. I would also suggest to people, my dog, she even has a comment. I would tell you all, please, don't really drown yourself in the news. Don't drown yourself in the media because you know something? The media, they full. They are. A lot of them are going to be drawn on sensationalism and they're going to be taking a little truth and stretching it out so big you don't even recognize it. So please take the news in spits and spurts. In other words, watch but maybe 10 or 20 minutes of it a day. Don't just keep that news on because I'm going to tell you something, it'll bring you down. It'll bring you down. Light a candle and meditate. I know a lot of people tell me I don't know how to meditate. Well, you know, when you sit in front of that television mindlessly, eating a box of Fritos or a bag of Fritos and not thinking about nothing and grazing, that's a form of meditation. It's just not a good one. So before you think about eating some Cheetos or Fritos or whatever people eat in front of the TV set, turn off the TV set and go stand in front of your window. Look at the sun. Look at the grass. Because you know something, in all of this, in all of this pandemonium that we're dealing with, the goddess is still the goddess. The sun still shines, the moon still glows, the grass still grows, flowers are there. It is springtime. And we have to say blessed be because it is springtime. So if you have an opportunity, and I know you guys, some of you dealing with boredom, some of you live in apartment buildings, but if you can find a little plant, water it and look at it and see that plant as an affirmation that the goddess and the God is real, that deity is with you. They walk with you. They talk with you. Stop. Take a deep breath. Listen to your spirit guides. Take a moment to just shut off the noise that is the mainstream media and listen to your inner voice and your inner calm and find solace in that because there is solace in this. Because, like I said before, the night that we are walking through It's rough, but the dawn we will awaken to will be glorious and beautiful. And I just want to say, blessed be, because I know it's going to happen. I know it will. So, for all of you, stay safe, kiss and love your children and your family, and know that they are a blessing. Send positive energy to our governments. I know we all have our, oh, I don't agree with the government. Right now, we need to stand in one, okay? So put your petty political differences aside and recognize we need to work this through, okay? We need to work together as a people, okay? Not as a race, you know, different races, not as a religious system, the Jews, the Gentiles. No, we need to work together as a group of people that share a planet. As a planetary group, we need to work together and send positive energy to all those who are working for us, okay? Who are trying to set us free, who are trying to liberate us. Somewhere somebody saying amen. And I'm serious, okay? Now, I personally think that Q lives. And that's all I'm going to say. Because where we go one, we go all. I'm going to repeat that. Meditate on that. Where we go one, we go all. Okay? So remember that. So before you start dwelling in negativity, don't. Raise your availability. And some people might be saying to you, oh, you are being hopeful. What are you, a Pollyanna? Yes, Pollyanna is good. Positive energy is good. Hopefulness is good. Love is good. So go out there and just spread energy of love, because even though we are in our homes and we can't leave, you just let it come from you. And believe me, it will pour out through to the universe. Because love doesn't just stay within, it goes out. Send it out. Send love out. Send it out. Love. Okay? Just love. It's a simplistic term. I realize that. And in a world where people believe that simplicity means stupid, that in itself is wrong. Sometimes the simplicity is liberation. And love is liberation. So love each other. Love yourself. Send love out to your governments. Send love out to your families. Send love out to your neighbors. And if you see somebody, wave to them. You know we can't get close to anybody, so wave and scream out, have a good day. Because you know something? We all deserve one. And on that note, this earthly wise woman is going to say goodnight because it's getting late. Blessed